Hello, everyone, and welcome to EDU6550, the course on student achievement, accountability, and standards-based instruction. I am Dr. Richmond, proud to be your instructor again, and looking forward to working with all of you during this shortened Summer 2 semester. We have a lot to accomplish in 7.5 short weeks, a lot of stuff to take care of, and as you all know from my emails, I'm going to be out of the country for the next 3 weeks. So I wanted to get to you early, get some information out to you, and make sure we're all on the same page. First of all, before you do anything else, I have attached a copy of the syllabus again and the data chat times. Please review both documents immediately. Have a look at them now. As you will know, very importantly, your first discussion post is actually due on June 28th. That is Thursday of this week. June 28th, first post is due by 11:55 p.m. That is per the college, not per me, and it's got to be done so I can mark you as attending the course, especially before I do leave on June 29th. And I will not be accessible that evening because we'll obviously be on the plane heading overseas. But that's important. So week one, what I've tried to do in the course is make it a little bit smaller for you, not a whole lot to do. You're kind of reviewing chapters 1 and 2 and data-wise, and then you're focusing in on the discussion posts, which I've already posted all that for you. You can get started right now if you want. That is open and available to you right now. And you can go ahead and post your first post. And then you'll respond. So those of you who are with me in the fall class, the law class, I think is all of you, you're going to do each week. You respond to my questions, and then you're going to respond to your colleagues in 100 words minimum. And that is to get us having some open discussions about the topics in the textbooks. We do have the 2 textbooks in the course, Data-Wise, Leverage Leadership. I sent an email about a month ago telling you to get them ahead of time if you want to rent them. But honestly, from my past experience, a Data-Wise book is something you're going to want to have. It's one of those books that's worth buying and keeping. The Leverage Leadership book I think is also worth keeping, but entirely up to you if you rent or buy that book. So those first assignments, again, June 28th is the first initial post, and then July 2nd is going to be the response post. I wanted to make sure you had that information early on. Our course in this semester is really made up of 4 parts. Part 1 is going to be reading the chapters and doing those discussion forum posts. Part 2 is going to be the WCG activities, and there are 5, and I'm going to take a moment to go over those with you because it's really important that you get started now on those WCG assignments. Part 3 are going to be the exams. There will be 2. There'll be a midterm exam during week 4 and a final exam during week 7.5 is what I'm calling it there. And then finally, something new I'm trying this semester with you guys. Thank you for being my experimental class. We're going to try some online data chats. And yes, I will be chatting with you from both, I think, Ireland and Iceland. So kind of really neat that I'm going to be on a different time schedule, but I've tried to set those up in a way that it works for us. And so I'll be giving you more information on that in just a moment. But before we do that, so those 4 parts, really important. The tests are 40%, WCG assignments are 40%, and then discussion posts and the data chats are each going to be 10%. So very simple there on the grading system. Become familiar with the syllabus. Again, I talked about the weekly discussion posts, and you'll see they're all listed for you in the syllabus down on page 8. If you want to get more information about the various WCG assignments, that actually starts for you on page number 5. So these are really simple to start out, and then they get more complicated. First of all, number 1 is that tutorial. I know if you had my class back in the fall, you've done the tutorial. All you got to do is take a screenshot showing me you know how to log into the school leader's website, and you're going to upload that into the portal. Not live text, but the portal. Only the portal for this one is where it's going. The second assignment is the student learning results for this particular course, and you're going to actually upload that one into live text, and there is a link. So as I think many of you figured out last semester, when you go into the portal, click on the assignment, it should link you right up to live text where you can submit that assignment. That one's pretty easy as well. Numbers 3, 4, and 5 are a bit more complicated, and let me take a few moments to go over those with you. And again, as we get closer, I'll talk more about them. WCG number 3 is the John Hattie research paper. You're writing a 5-page paper based on his influences and effect sizes related to student achievement. You can use any resources you want. Obviously, you want to use John Hattie resources. Electronic is fine. Print is fine. Whatever works for you. And again, you need to make sure this is in APA format. APA format, John Hattie research paper. And I'll come back again as we get closer and talk about it. But this is one of those assignments that during week 1, if you get your discussion post done early, I'd start working on it to get it written. Number 4 is the field experience one. This is the only one where you're going to have to have an actual form filled out by an administrator you're working with, and that is located on the right-hand side of the portal when you log in. And in this one, you're developing a leadership development plan, a plan for yourself, and there's some information on page number 6 of the syllabus that gives you a list of the items I'm looking for. I've also attached the rubrics for these assignments to this email. I'm also going to put them on the course itself so you can download them if you have questions about that. The school leaders portal is going to help you with that one. It's going to have a form for you to fill out and some information to take care of. It's going to help you there. And then last but not least is number 5, the data and assessment proposal. And this one is going to be based on statewide data. And there's a list there. And this one continues on to page 7 is where you're going to find information about that. Again, if you look at the syllabus on page 8, you'll find due dates. So as you can see, the inventory number 1 is due on week 2. The learning results number 2 is due on week 3. The John Hattie research paper is not due until week 5. So that's after the midterm exam. And then during week 6, number 5 is due. So it's a little bit out of order again. And then last but not least, the development plan number 4 is due in week 7. So just giving you some ideas of where we're at on those pieces and when things are due. Start thinking ahead, looking at those due dates. It comes very quick, and if you haven't taken one of these half-semester classes before, it goes by real quick, ladies and gentlemen. We will get a lot of stuff accomplished in no time. So that's number 2. That is going to be the piece on the WCAG assignments, and remember, that's 40% of your grade. The other 40% is the tests, and again, midterm exam is going to be during week 4. That covers data-wise chapters 1 to 4 and leverage leadership chapter 1. I have outlines out there for you, all kinds of information, discussion forums. That's where the test is coming from, the outlines and the information in the discussion forums. And then the final exam, is during week 7.5 in August. It's data-wise chapters 5 through 10 and leverage leadership chapters 2, 3, and 7. Notice we are not covering the entire leverage leadership book, only the parts that relate to our course on student achievement, data, and those related facts. I know what you're thinking. I've said data and data-wise and data at least a dozen times during this video. You're not going to hate data the way you may already dislike data when you finish the course. You're going to see data as a teaching tool, as a learning tool, as something to help us guide our processes. The last thing I want to talk about in this welcome video is going to be the data chats, and we're going to try those online. And if you look at the other attachment, the data chat times, each week has 2 locations. The chat will be about 30 to 40 minutes. It's a video chat, and you're going to use the software Zoom, zoom.us. You can go there and set up an account, and you will see I've set up 2 dates each week. You just have to show up for one of them, whichever one works best for you. I've tried to make them in the evening times. And again, remember, I'm going to be 5 hours ahead of you guys for most of my trip. And so those times will be very interesting because it'll be like midnight where I'm at talking with you guys. But not a problem at all. I'll still be awake. From what I hear, it doesn't get dark over there until midnight on some of those nights anyway. But the chats really are going to revolve around 2 things. Number 1, beforehand, I'm going to send you a document. So when I do my week 3 welcome message, you'll get a document to review with data from a school. It's actually a sample from the Florida Department of Education the Ed Leadership exam, the FELE, the Florida Educational Leadership Exam. They're sample writing prompts. I've used these in other data classes I've taught, and I want to bring them to your attention because it's good data to discuss. During the actual discussion, the data chat, we're going to talk about it as a group. I'll pose some questions. I'll ask you to respond. We'll have a conversation. You're going to get a grade based off you submitting to me a document, and there's a place in the portal for it, and I'm talking like a paragraph or 2. What did you learn from that data chat? What did you pick up? What can you use? How is this going to impact you as an educator? Those are the things I'm looking for. So each of those 4 weeks, weeks 3 through 6. We'll have a data chat. You come to one of the 2 times, and you'll submit that assignment, and I'll send reminders as well. All right. I think that's it for a welcome message. 10 minutes is a whole lot to sit through, but feel free to replay this as much as you want. And again, as a reminder, I do leave the country on Friday, June 29th. We have an evening flight, and we will be in London the following day, and I'll be in touch. My phone will be on, and don't think, oh, Dr. Richmond, you're on vacation. I'm not going to contact you. No, please, if you need to contact me, texting or email are better while I'm gone. And again, I'm gone June 29th through July 21st. And so one of those 2 is better. If you're going to contact me while I'm gone, it's going to be via either a text message or an email, and I'll get back with you. I understand that. I knew when I accepted this course I was going to be out of the country, but I'm here for you guys to help you. And but do remember, I am 5 hours ahead of you for that time. So if you're trying to email me or text me at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night here, I'm not going to answer because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I will get back to you all when I get up the following day. All right, guys, have a great evening. Hopefully it's not raining where you are. It's been raining here for about the last 4 hours. I guess we needed it. But have a great night, and I'll be in touch soon.